Have you all seen the movie Social Network? Today, I want to share with you something in the movie Justin Timberlake, starring as Sean Parker, who was involved in the early success of Facebook, said to Andrew Garfield, who starred as Eduardo Saverin, one of the co-founders of Facebook.
I brought down the record companies with Napster and case will suffer for their sins
Wait,
too.
sorry, you didn't bring down the record companies. They won.
In court.
Yeah.
You wanna buy a Tower Records, Eduardo?
For those who never heard of Napster, it is an application that allowed people to share music over the internet, copyrighted music. So basically, what this movie character Sean Parker is saying is that although he lost the lawsuit, the software he developed changed the way people get access to music forever. No one buys at offline physical album stores like Tower Records anymore. Well, it's not true that no one buys at Tower Records anymore. I mean, I did when I traveled to Japan. I still have a CD player at my home. I love playing CDs when I drive. So, Tower Records is still a thing somewhere. It's not dead. But that doesn't necessarily make his argument wrong, though. I mean, at least I don't think any Tower Records store is still living in the US right now. The point is, the advent of Napster changed how people deal with music. And once this kind of changes happen and people get used to the new way of doing things, there is no turning back. We can easily think of many examples, say digital cameras replacing film cameras. Well, I think there are still people out there using film cameras. I don't know, but come on. And if that example isn't enough, do you still know what a pen pal is? I mean, I get it. We can all get nostalgic sometimes. I do too. People are reluctant to change. This book on web design said if we find something that works, we stick to it. Once we find something that works, no matter how badly, we tend not to look for a better way. We'll use a better way if we stumble across one, but we seldom look for one. If a more convenient, less exhausting way of doing things hit us in the face, it's hard not to change. And this change is forever. I mean, we're not going back to Tower Records even after we stop using Napster, unless we never jump off the ship. But still, as Mark Zuckerberg himself wrote in an email to his employee, there are network effects around social products and a finite number of different social mechanics to invent. When someone wins at a specific mechanic, it's difficult for others to supplant them without doing something different. People are reluctant to change after all. I mean, Facebook did change the way people interact with each other forever. I mean, we can basically walk into someone else's life online. But on this new road of social network Facebook developed, some other apps like Instagram, Snapchat, or even TikTok, they all kind of open up new lanes on the same road. And even Facebook itself cannot take over those new lanes because I'm sure that we just don't use all those apps in the same way. And returning to my point of changing lives, all these social medias, these applications, they all more or less change the way we live our lives. Whether you like it or not, we're in a world where people are constantly trying to bring changes to our lives. No matter if it's like Facebook, which brings a fundamental change, or Instagram or Snapchat, which brings a relatively smaller change to one aspect of our social life. But then we need to ask, should there be a limit to those who try to bring about changes? Napster did change the way we buy music, but it was also, in fact, copyright infringement. And Facebook was a scandal of collecting personal data without users' consent. I do want to end this video with a quote from Katrina Fake, an entrepreneur and the co founder of the Flickr. In the podcast, she said,
And that
Right.
I actually thought that the responsibility of the outcomes of your technology actually comes from within
Hmm.
and that it should be explicit.
are they taking the responsibility? What do you think? Please leave any comment you have, and thanks for watching.